morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my FlossTube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I'm involved with or have been involved with in the past, and a little bit of life thrown in. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. If this is your first time here, I hope that you like what I have to offer and want to hit the like and subscribe buttons and help grow my channel a little bit. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I get messages from a select few of you that, you send me messages all the time, and it's so wonderful to be able to connect with all of you in that way. I have a question for you because I've seen a lot of different floss tubers, who have kind of jumped on the bandwagon of starting a Patreon or starting, the join membership thing on the channel. And I don't feel like that is something that I want to do at this time, partly because I don't know that I have anything extra to offer people who would do that, as far as like time-wise, or even, I don't know what I would do that people would want to have. I mean, I'm not that prolific of a designer that I can give free patterns, and I know some people are doing like special like Zoom stitch with me's and stuff, but I don't have a lot of extra time to be able to commit to that. But I have seen people who have added sort of the buy me a coffee to their channel. And how do you guys feel about that? Do you find that offensive? Do you find it, you don't care and you wouldn't use it anyway? Or do you think that it's a fun thing for people to have so that you can, give them $1 or $2 if you especially like a video? I've been thinking about maybe adding that, but I don't know if that seems, if it's like tacky, or if it's, if it's something that viewers appreciate having a way to, do something for the floss tubers that they like. I just don't know what the general consensus is, so I would kind of like to know. So give me your thoughts on that, and let me know if it's something you think that I should do. Okay, so did I say that today was September 27th? I don't know if I said that, but it is. It's Sunday, September 27th, and it is my floss tube number 63. It is really overcast right now in my little corner of Southern California, but it is not cooler really. Well, I guess it is. Today's supposed to be probably in the mid-80s, which isn't terrible. But unfortunately, it's not going to be a trend, because when I looked at the forecast for the week, it's going back up into the high 90s again. So yeah, I'm really getting sick of this. I'm ready for fall, you guys. I'm ready for cooler weather. I'm ready to light all of my yummy fall scented candles and to just snuggle under blankets, and and I'm not able to do it now because it's still hot and sweaty weather. So yeah, I hope that changes. But, I can't control the weather, so whatever. Okay, so normally I talk about life a little bit. I have to say this has not been a very good mental health type week. There has been so much stuff happening that is just fear-inducing and stress-inducing and heartbreaking. And of course, I'm talking about the political climate. I'm talking about, I mean, I think that there's no shock to anybody watching my channel that my political, social bent leans pretty liberal. And a lot of the stuff that has happened this week has really been heartbreaking. I wish I could be like some people who are like, I'm not looking at Facebook, I'm not looking at anything because of that. But I do. I'm not like a big, I don't watch the news on TV or anything like that, but I do go online. I do read all our articles and, and look at Facebook and whatever. And it's been a hard week. Too many things have happened that are scary for me personally, that are scary for people that I care about, that are scary in the world of injustice. I feel like me talking about this, those of you who are regular subscribers to my channel probably pretty much agree with me, I have a feeling. And if you don't agree with me, you're going to give me a thumbs down anyway, because the couple of times that I've talked about anything slightly political, I got way more thumbs down than I ever do. So, okay, if you want to thumbs me down because I said that, you know, the political climate is scary and awful right now, go ahead. I know that politics doesn't necessarily belong on a craft channel. However, I live in this world, and along with crafting, I have to live in this world, and I have to have health insurance, and I have to feel like my friends who are LGBTQ are safe in this world, and my friends of color are safe. I have to feel that way, and I don't feel that way right now. So all I can say is please vote your conscience on in the November election. Make sure that you do everything that you need to do so that your ballot is counted if you're sending it in by mail, which is a very common thing in California. I've been doing it that way for at least 3 or 4 years. Obviously my mom does it that way, but just make sure that you do everything that needs to be done as far as signing it, and make sure that the signature that you sign it with matches the signature that you registered with. So if you have to go check that, check it, because if you've had any kind of name change, or you kind of changed the way you sign your name, or you originally signed it using a middle name, you need to make sure that it matches, because if it doesn't match, that is a reason for them not to count your ballot. So anyway, I guess that's me on my soapbox this week. You know, vote. I feel pretty, I don't want to say helpless, but I feel like really the most thing that I can do is to educate myself and to vote my conscience and get the people that I feel are hurting the country and hurting me and hurting my loved ones, get them gone. So yeah, and I'm sure that's gonna get me thumbs downs, but I feel like I have to say it. You know, the 2 or 3 minutes that I spend saying that shouldn't discourage you from watching my 45-minute video. You know, if you don't agree with me, that's fine too. Vote your conscience. But vote. Okay, so all that being said, I have, as usual, used books and TV and my crafts to kind of get me out of that slight state of depression that I've been in all week. You know, so I come home to my safe place in my apartment, and I, you know, relax and stitch or read and light a candle. Not my fall scents yet because it's too hot for that kind of smell, but yeah, so I kind of have a lot of projects to show you this week because for some reason I was working on more than one project a night. Like I was cycling through, which I don't normally do. I know there's people who do that pretty much like every night, that they only have so much attention span for a certain project and they'll work on several. And I don't usually do that, but I did do that this week. So it means that I have kind of a lot of whips to show you. So, let's get started. First thing, I do have an FFO. I start, a finish, and an FFO. I did this actually all last Sunday, and I had talked to you guys about my nephew, Hudson, who's going to be 6 in like a week and a half. And he had not forgotten that like about a month ago I was stitching, and he's like, oh, make me something. And I was like, oh, sure, I'll make you a little Halloween type thing, because he loves Halloween, all things Halloween all year. So he's especially looking forward, of course, to Halloween this year. But I kind of offhand said that I would make him something. And then last week I was stitching, and he's like, where's the thing you're making for me? And I thought, oh, you know, little kids don't forget. I guess I thought I could mention something, and no, he remembered. So anyway, so I made this last week for him, and it was a pattern from Age's Cross Stitch Halloween edition. I think it was from 2012. Somebody had sent me 2 of those magazines, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was. You can go back and watch videos, then you can see, but I was given 2 older editions, and this was in one of them. And I didn't do it exactly, you know, as it was charted. I stitched the background and left the ghost white, because I stitched it on the DMC Glow in the Dark Aida, and it does glow in the dark. So a couple people asked me that, because I did show this on Instagram. A couple people asked me if it glows in the dark. It does. The only weird thing about it is it's kind of like the fabric was like sprayed with glow in the dark stuff. You know, I was talking last week how the fabric kind of felt spongy, and that is the coating that is put on it to make it glow in the dark. But it's not like a solid coating, it's kind of like sprayed on, which means that yes, it glows in the dark, but he looks kind of freckly, which it doesn't bother me. I mean, it still works, but I think he turned out really cute, and I really think Hudson is gonna love having him, and I think he's gonna really like that he glows in the dark, because he'll be able to, you know, charge him, and then when he turns out the lights at night, because I'm assuming he's going to put this kind of by his bed, that he will be able to see his little friendly ghost as he's falling asleep. So I'm sorry if I'm starting to get all glowy. As I said, you know, you guys who've watched me for any length of time know I turn off all my air conditionings and stuff for the video because of the sound, but then I start talking and I start getting glowy. So enjoy the glow. Okay, so that was my start, finish, everything. I did also have another new start this week. Where did I put it? Yeah. I had talked about this before as well. I started the Crosswind collection, these chickadees, and I was kind of doing this, excuse me. Oh, that feels good. I was doing this in honor of it's for my friend Stacy. I have two best friends, right? My sister-in-law Stacy and my best friend from high school Tracy. So excuse me, both of you, for mixing that up. But this is for Tracy. Her birthday was last Sunday. I think her birthday was last Sunday. Sorry. And she, you know, I've been wanting, well, I have stitched something for her, but the second thing I was going to stitch for her, I wanted to do something. She likes very like realistic, natural birds, and she's very into, she has a bird feeder in her backyard, and she's very into all the nature that is coming to visit her in Pittsburgh, where she moved to about a year and a half ago. So this one was a smaller pattern, so I thought I could handle doing it right now. I thought it was kind of funny because when I was pulling the flosses for it, I would say most of them were called for. I think maybe two I had to substitute. But it's just, the palette is so like calmer than my normal palette of flosses, because it's all, you know, very natural colors. And it just, I thought it was funny when I was pulling them, because they just are so, I don't want to use the word dull, but they're just the natural colors, the kind of gray greens and taupes and stuff like that. And those just aren't colors that I normally stitch with. So it's kind of fun to be doing something different. I didn't get that much done, but there we go. That's the start of the branch, and one of the bird's tummies is right there. So I'm doing this on a piece of 18 count Aida a while back. You guys may have remembered that I got from eBay these Aidas that were called True Colors, and the ones I got were background. So basically a little bit modeled, but it's only on one side. And so I'm using the blue because I think it does look very, very sky-like. So that was my new start. And then, as I said, I did a bunch of whips this week. I did work on my diamond painting a little bit more. I'm not sure that you can see. I think last time I was like about there, so I did another little section. Because I'm trying to get this done, like, you know, somewhere in the first week of October, so I can get it sealed and mounted, and I can put it on my front door. I think that would look really cool. One of my friends is like, it's going to get stolen. And I'm like, I guess that's a possibility that somebody could take it off my front door. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. I mean, I've never had packages stolen here or anything like that. But you know what? If somebody wants it so bad that they would steal it, so be it. I think he's really cute though. But I am anxious to get it done and get it sealed because, as I've said, every time I show it, it has kind of been a pain as far as the drills popping and that kind of thing. So I want to get it sealed so it's nice and solid and it's not going to go anywhere. The drills aren't going to go anywhere. Okay. I worked on this last week. This is Antisocial Bat by Witchy Stitcher. And I had this hanging around for a long time. A year maybe, and I was like so close to finishing. And you know, this is a gift for my, I mean, it's not a surprise gift, but it's a gift for my stepdaughter, who I haven't seen in months and months and months and months and months. I've seen her on Zoom, but and she lives like, you know, 5 minutes from me. It's just, you know, she's in her early 20s and plus COVID, and yeah, so it just hasn't been good for that. But anyway, so it's been sitting there not getting worked on for so long, and I'm like, first of all, her birthday is coming up in December, and you know, and Halloween, and it's like, why haven't I worked on this? I'm so close to being done. So I just have like 2 lines of, or 2.5 lines of the words at the bottom, and I know it's kind of hard to see, especially on camera, but it says, I'm not a social butterfly, I'm an antisocial bat lurking in the darkness. So I finished the colored part of all of the words, and now I just need to this week go back and do the outlining, which makes the words actually readable. So it'll look like that, but down here. And I am going to definitely work on at least like one length of floss every night so that I can get this done this week, because there's no reason that this should be hanging around this long. That's kind of what I did last week too, is like every stitching session I'm like, I have to just use at least 1 or 2 lengths of floss and put these stitches in and get this done. So this should be finished next week. I think I already have a frame for it, so I may be able to do it, FFO it, and be able to show it to you next week, hopefully. Let's see. Yesterday, I went over to my brother's house, as I do most Saturdays now. I'm going to be going over there at least the next couple Saturdays because of Hudson's birthday. And one of the things about him turning 6, which is exciting, is he gets to join the D&D game, which I know sounds kind of funny, you know. We're all a bunch of nerds at heart anyway, but he's excited about being able to join. So he got to like roll all of his character statistics and everything last week in preparation. And my brother, the campaign that we're doing, has a natural point where his character can join in. So that's coming up, and we're actually, I believe, the day of his kind of little birthday party, which, you know, again, is going to be private, just me and then his grandma and stuff. And we're having like an outdoor, I think we're having like an outdoor picnic thing. But that night, we're going to play, and he gets to play for the first time. So that's pretty exciting. But when I go over there, lately I've been bringing Fireburn. I also tend to bring my Classic Poo. Both of them are fairly easy to stitch. Both of them are on 14 count Aida, so that's one thing, and they're both minimal colors. So, you know, I have 2 in this one, and there's 3 colors in Classic Poo, so it's easier to just stitch, you know. But I worked on this, gosh, I got this whole area, I think, done, and then I started doing the green medallion in the middle, which I think I'm going to put, there's also a few stitches in the middle. I think those are going to be orange. But, so this, you can really see how it's coming along. And I like working on this one when I'm over there because it doesn't require a lot of mental concentration. Now I have had a couple times where I've stitched and I have to unpick like half of a length of floss because I make a mistake, but for the most part this is kind of easy to stitch on when I'm paying less attention, let's say. Okay, I did do a little bit on my sampler Osha, which I started for sampler September, so it's actually really my first real sampler. I mean, I have a long dog sampler, which I don't know if I would really consider that well, I guess it's like a band sampler, but this is more of a traditional sampler in that it has like the alphabets several different ways and everything. And I'm doing this on a 20 count Aida in sky blue using silky threads. And so I started this first alphabet. I got the A and part of the K, finished these flowers, went over here. I just stitched on this one night, but I do enjoy it. I'm really enjoying the sulky on the 20 count. I think that's a really good combo. So I think that there may be other samplers, more modern samplers, I think, in my future that I think I would do on 20 count with sulky. Okay, I did a little bit on my filigree pumpkin, and for those of you who haven't seen it before, this is like a free pattern that I got off of just doing like a search for free pumpkin patterns or free Halloween patterns or whatever, and then I printed it, and I don't know who it's from, who designed it. I just printed the grid pattern, and I'm doing this. This piece of Aida was kind of like this gold color, and I dyed it with tangerine and cherry red to get this really, I think, pretty orange pumpkin-y fabric. And then I wanted to do something that would stand out, so I'm using a variegated green that I believe was from Queen City Dyers, and then the pumpkin is just the bright white B5200 plus a strand of Kreinik blending filament to give it a little sparkle, which I don't even think the sparkle shows up on camera, but it is there. So that's another one. I just, it's fun to stitch on. I don't mind like changing colors a lot, but there are times when, I have to admit, it's nice to just have one color and just kind of go. What is this one? Night Walk Down. Night Walk Down is a gorgeous, gorgeous pattern from the Blue Flower. I started this one for my birthday sal in August, Black Cat birthday sal. My birthday sale that I did last year, I was able to finish the entire thing in August. That didn't happen this year. First of all, I think I chose a much more complex pattern, and I have a lot more projects going. So yeah, I'm stitching this on a piece of opalescent linen, and linen is not my favorite thing to stitch on. I'm not going to say I never will stitch on it, because I'm just not like that. I tend to like to challenge myself, and I think that this linen, I dyed it myself, and I just think it's beautiful, and it works so well with this pattern and everything, but it makes it a little bit more of a challenge. So there is Night Walk Down. I got the ears of the kitty, and a little bit more in his body. And then I did a bunch more on this green swoop. And again, I've said before that like this isn't, the colors on this are very subtle, and I'm only doing one strand, so they don't show up on camera as well as in real life. It has a very subtle, very evening feel to me, which is part of why I like it so much. But one thing I did want to say, because I haven't mentioned this before, and I think that it would be a good thing to mention, the dress on this pattern was originally charted with a color that was like a limited edition you can't get anymore. So, you know, you have to figure out what you're going to do. And I pulled a bunch of different colors to try and get the right feel. The one I ended up picking, I'm using all Gast, and the called for was a combination, I think, of Gast and Weeks, I want to say. I'm not 100% sure. But I switched out anything that was Weeks with something similar in Gast. But the thing that I chose to do, the color I chose to do the dress is Gast Storm Clouds. So that was my choice. I think it works really well. It's got some, it's variegated like kind of green, gray, bluey tones, and it looked similar in my opinion to the original one that was used that is not obtainable anymore. So again, this is another one that I really enjoy stitching on. It is a little, as I said, harder to stitch on just because it is linen. But I found that after the first stitching session on it, it got easier. So I'm not scared of linen or anything like that. It does, for me, require a little bit more concentration to pay attention to the threads and the holes, just because, you know, the threads are not all the same thickness. But I have to say, linen does make me appreciate even weave, and I find that I really like even weave. I like Aida too, though. So, you know, it's hard to say. I like them all. Okay, knife them down. And yeah, I guess so the last one that I just did a little bit on, I didn't work on this for very long, but this is Autumn Cat by All Forced Embroidery. Do I have the picture? Yeah. This is a free chart. I don't know if it's still on their site, but if you are interested, go check, because it was free to download. And I'm doing it on a heart hanger, so it's turning out pretty tiny. And I originally did this, started the cat in a very variegated, highly variegated needle Necessities that was kind of like dark charcoal gray through white, and I really didn't like it, so I spent it sat in kind of purgatory for a while, and then I spent some time when I decided I wanted to go ahead and go back and pull this out and work on it again, pulling out all of those the stitches in the head, and then I decided to continue to use the floss, but I'm cutting out the white parts because I think that's what was like making it just too variegated. So I didn't actually work on the cat last night. I just put in these little paws and another leaf. But I love the teeny stitches on this. I don't know, it's like playing with the dollhouse or something. I like the teeny stitches. So that is all of my whips for this week, although that was quite a few. So haul and plans. I actually do have several things to show you, and they're all kind of like stitchy adjacent things. They're not patterns or floss or anything like that. So one of the things I want to show you, because I kind of like wanted to combine the haul and the plans, because as I tell you the plan, then I can show you what I got for it. So you guys have seen, I didn't work on it this week, but you've seen that I'm doing Shannon Christine Mermaids. And I have, I think 8 of them that I purchased. This is one of them. This gives you an idea of what they look like, right? So, and I was kind of debating with myself because it's like, I like how it's coming out. My brother and his family just moved. My niece, who is going to be 11 in December, or the end of December. I think she was born on the, I want to say the 28th. Like, I know she was like almost a New Year's Eve baby. She got like a quilt set that's kind of variegated teals, and she wants to kind of like a whole ocean theme. Her furniture is white, and she kind of wants to have an ocean theme. So as I've been working on the mermaids, because I'm working on my 3rd one right now, I was thinking, well, maybe I should just take this project when I'm done and make it into a pillow. And you know, but then I was thinking about it, and it's like, no, I mean, she's 11. I don't think that having a big pillow on her bed is gonna thrill her. I just don't think that that's gonna be the right project for her. So what I decided to do instead was, in addition to the mermaid project that I'm doing for myself, which may get like kind of set aside until we get more back into spring and summer again, because I'm just kind of more in the fall mode right now, and mermaids are very summery to me. But in addition to that, to the project that I'm doing for myself, I want to do a mermaid project for her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 2 or 3 of those mermaids. I'm not sure which ones yet, and I'm going to change the colors to really reflect the teals and everything. I did, where's the fabric? I dyed some scraps of fabric. Because they're little and they're going to have to be under like 3 inches each, which I think those mermaids are. So I'm going to use this fabric, which really will go well with her like bedspread and the colors that she's using. And I got this sort of driftwoody looking thing on Amazon, and it was, I want to say, like $10. It has 5 hooks. So it's like billed as something that you can hang necklaces from or whatever, or keys. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch 2 or 3 mermaids individually. I haven't decided yet. There's 5 hooks, so you can either do 3 like on the ends in the middle, or I can do the 2 inner ones. And then, okay, kind of like I did with this. This is just in a little 3-inch hoop, but you know, it's framed in a little 3-inch hoop. What I'm going to do instead of framing the mermaids is I got 3 sand dollars. I have 3 sand dollars and 3 starfish. So I'm going to actually back it on the sand dollar. So I'm going to do it on a 3-inch piece of like sticky board, and then I'm going to stick it to the back of the sand dollar so that then I can hang them, and if they flip around, you know, it's sand dollar on one side and it's going to be the mermaid on the other side. I think that's going to be really cool. And oops. And then for the hooks that don't have the sand dollars, I got starfish, which I haven't unwrapped because, you know, they're delicate. But I got, and this was a set, the 3 and the 3, again from Amazon. I got 3 of the really skinny starfish. So I'm going to hang either 3 or 2 starfish, depending on if I do 3 or 2 mermaids. Or 2 or 3 mermaids, I guess. And that's all going to hang from that driftwood with the jute cord. And I think that's just going to be adorable. And that's what I'm going to make for her birthday. So that is a plan that I have. I mean, I'll show you progress as I go along, but right now I just have all the pieces, and I have to like decide the colors I want to stitch and which 3 or 2 of the 8 mermaids. I think I might do 2 because I have one mermaid that's kind of like swimming down in a curve and another one that's kind of like curved up. They're both like, it would look good to have those 2. So I'm thinking I might just do those 2. And have them, you know, with a starfish in the middle and on either side. So anyway, so that's one of my big plans that I have going on. Okay. Other stuff that I got this past week, I got stuff for my sort of seasonal tree. Oh, actually, this came from that Joann's order where I showed you all the ribbon. This was taking forever. I just got duct tape, this kind of black with stars on it, and I'm going to use this when I finish the diamond painting. I think this will look good around the edge of that. So that's what that is for. And then I ordered some stuff for my seasonal tree. It's all decked out for fall right now, but I was thinking ahead, and you know, and it's hard for me to be like, oh yeah, I don't need it right now, I'll order it in a couple months, because it's in my head. So I ordered a package of these multicolored Pom Poms, I guess you'd call them. I looked at glitter Pom Poms on Amazon to get them. Wait, this is the open one. And I'm going to use, in December, I'm going to use the white and the blues. And I'm going to put like a pin in them and hang them from my tree. So as I said, for December I have the white and the blue of these. And then I actually ordered, which I haven't received yet, some little metallics, deer stars of David, that are supposed to be, I think, about that big, and I'm gonna hang those as well. I don't know if I might like string them in some sort of garland, I don't know, but so I'm gonna hang all of that for December. And then if I have any Hanukkah type patterns that I stitch, they'll go on the tree at that time, and so it'll be decked out for winter, probably for December and January. And then come February, I will be able to switch out to pink and red of these. And I also got a package of little glitter, they're not glitter, they're like plastic hearts, red and pink, but I'm gonna glue two of them together like on a string, so that, or on a piece of floss, so that I can hang those from the tree as well. So that will get my tree through pretty much till spring, and then I can always use the different colors of these for all the different seasons, which I think will be kind of fun. And then, you know, add different things, like, you know, if I do it for March, I can do the green ones and get shamrocks or something like that if I want to trade out for that holiday. You know, and then I can get flowers and stuff for the spring, and, you know, summer, more flowers maybe, I don't know. I haven't really thought that much ahead, but I'm enjoying looking at the tree decked out in its autumn finery, so I think I'm going to enjoy switching it out and changing the seasons on that. And it also gives me something to do with any little small things that I stitch that I really love but don't really know what the heck to do with. So so that's all for my haul, but I do have to mention I did get a Stitchy Kindness this week that just thrilled me, from one of my subscribers. I want to say one of my FlossTube friends, because Sheila Burton, she's sent me really lovely messages almost every video. I mean, not every single one, because, you know, and I wouldn't ever expect that, but she's just sent me really lovely messages for, you know, this whole year that I've been doing this, or over a year now. And she sent me an email last week, and she said, oh, I got you a little something, and it's going to be coming, you know, on such and such day from Amazon, so keep an eye out for it. And I was like, you know, which is kind of like, that's never happened before. I mean, people have sent me packages, and people, you know, have sent me gift cards to like 1-2-3 Stitch, but nobody's ever said something's coming from Amazon. So that was like a different experience, and it was fun. And I was, you know, of course I like responding back, and that's so great. And, you know, she's like, well, I hope you like it. It's no big deal. But it was a big deal, because I got, and I have it put in here wrong, I got the Kreinik cord maker. And I've seen this used on different FlossTube videos. I think I saw Ivana Pfeiffer use it. I'm still a little bit confused how to use it. I mean, I have like the basic idea, but I know there was something about moving the thing to the middle. I don't know. But anyway, I'm really excited to use this, and I just think that was so sweet of Sheila to send it to me. And Yeah, because it's the kind of thing that I keep looking at it and going, that's really cool, but then I don't pull the trigger on getting it. I don't know why, but I haven't, but I just, you know, how nice of her to send this to me. And it got all smushed up in the Amazon bag, but you know, who cares? The tool itself is perfectly fine and great, and I'm excited to try and use this, and you know, and be able to make cording to go around little pillows or to, you know, hang ornaments from, whatever. So this is great. I'm so excited to get it because I've tried making cording myself and I can kind of do it, but there's no way you can get it tight enough to really make good cording unless you have a tool. So thank you so much, Sheila. It's just, it makes me glow to think that somebody would think of me like that. So thank you so much. Okay, I think that's about it. Oh, one thing I did want to mention, which has absolutely nothing to do with stitching, but it goes with the whole ambiance and stuff. I've said before, I really like lighting candles in the evening when I'm, you know, stitching, and I do definitely use different scents throughout the year. You know, I change scents throughout the year, I love Bath & Body Works candles, and this is nothing against Bath & Body Works. I've been buying them for years, and I love them, and I look forward to Candle Day, and I spend way too much money on Bath & Body Works. However, Bath & Body Works candles are getting to be kind of ridiculously expensive. They're like $24 or more than $24, and I don't think I've once bought one at full price. You know, I wait until they have the $10 off, but even when you get $10 off now, when I first started buying them, they were like $18 or something, or $19. And, you know, you $10 off, and they were like reasonably under $10. And now, you know, $10 off, they're still almost $15. So, yeah, so that, I mean, and Candle Day is like the lowest they go. It's like $8.99 or $8.95 or something like that. So although I love Bath & Body Works candles, I tend to not get them unless I have, like, unless there's some really, really, really good deal. So what have I done instead? Well, I do have a Kohl's charge, and I shop at Kohl's occasionally. I mean, mostly I shop online, but I shop at Kohl's for certain things. I get like more household stuff from them. Like when I moved, I got chairs and stools and stuff like that from Kohl's. But I looked up candles on Kohl's, and they have the Sonoma candles. They're jar candles. They're 14 ounce. I think Bath & Body Works are 14 and a half ounce, something like that. But they're basically the same. The jars are a little taller, which I only know because I stack them in my little CD, looks like a tiny bookcase thing, and I can't stack 2 Kohl's on top of each other. They don't fit on the shelves. And I can fit 2 Bath & Body Works. I can fit 1 Bath & Body Works and 1 Kohl's, but I can't stack 2 Kohl's. So they are a tiny bit taller. But Kohl's always has sales. If you have a card, you know, you get extra like 20% off or 30% off. So I'm able to get those candles usually for $7 or less. And they are, in my opinion, pretty comparable to Bath & Body Works. So that's just a tip. If you're a candle person and are appalled by the Bath & Body Works prices, look at Kohl's. The Sonoma jar candles are comparable. Of course, they're not going to have all of the scents, but they have a lot of stuff that is just as delicious, just as seasonal, in my experience. So anyway, that's just like my little tip that you might want to just check out Kohl's if you are having a candle craving and just can't see your way to paying the $14 or $15 after $10 off at Bath & Body Works. Okay, so I think that's it, you guys. I hope that you have a wonderful week coming up. We're gonna hit October, right? Next week. Yeah, because today's the 27th, so we will be hitting October before the end of the week next week. And here I'm gonna be sitting in 98-degree weather in October. But I hope you guys have a great Stitchy week, a great week in general. If the world events are giving you stress, as they are me, I hope that you can find a way to kind of work through it and not internalize everything. You're not alone if that's the case. So have a great week, you guys. Until I see you next week, please remember to always be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye-bye.